So Korea take on New Zealand in this important game for both camps. Important for Korea because they went down 3-2 on the opening day, and important for New Zealand as they look to keep their 100% record, having beaten Belgium by 4-3 on Saturday. Well, from what we've seen so far, these will be two very well-matched teams who will look to add some polish and sharpness to those first day appearances. Korea simply can't afford to drop more points today if they're going to retain their hopes of a top 4 finish. And we're looking there at the women's Pool A, Australia. Now with 2 wins from their 2 starts, the Netherlands and New Zealand will want to keep pace with them in their games coming up today. Japan looking still for their first point. With Australia and the Netherlands in this pool, who are accustomed to winning things, this is a highly competitive pool indeed. But then again, it is the World Cup. New Zealand, well, they were a little lax in conceding late goals to Belgium, which made for a tense finish to a game that they must have thought was in the bag. They'll need to be more careful today because Korea will expose any drop in tempo or levels of concentration and expose those gaps ruthlessly. So the two teams coming out on the field and lining up in this Greenfield Stadium ahead of the playing of the national anthems. Korea today playing in their all-red strip. Plenty of silver ferns on show in the crowd. The New Zealand fans here in great numbers and enjoying a real hockey party here in The Hague. And now the anthems, starting with the anthem of Korea. The anthem there then of Korea, and now we move along the line for the playing of the New Zealand anthem. Spirited rendition there from the girls of God Defend New Zealand, an anthem sung in Maori and in English. So New Zealand now moving across the Korean lines as the girls shake hands ahead of this game. The speedsters from Korea against the rock-solid New Zealanders, but they'll need to keep the back door closed today. In their opening game, New Zealand looked good when going forward, but just a little shaky at the back. And you wouldn't want to pick the Korean team to play against if you've got question marks about your defence. Some players to look out for here. For Korea, number 11, Yong Eun Kim is one of their more experienced players. And skipper, number 10, Mai Yun Park, is also key for them. This is the Greenfield Stadium, the smaller of the two arenas here, being used for this double World Cup, just within an aerial ball of the Sierra Stadium, just next door. And there's New Zealand. Crystal Forgerson, score of a couple of goals on day one, who seems to come alive in the big tournaments. And 32, Anita Punt, a real flyer for the Black Sticks. Mark Hague there, the coach of New Zealand, looking very relaxed ahead of this game. I'm sure inside he's anything but relaxed, however. And he will know that his girls, if they can get another win today, will be on track for a very successful World Cup. Our two umpires, Irene Presinqui from Argentina, and her partner today will be Melissa Trivik from Australia. So the scene is set here. The first use of the ball will be for the Black Sticks, playing in their traditional all-back strip, and they'll be attacking the Sierra Stadium end away to our left-hand side here. There is a game being played out at the moment in the Maid Stadium, so we expect the stands here in the Greenfield to fill up once that one is done and dusted. So away we go. New Zealand will first use the ball, trying to get an attack down that right-hand side. Now, sitting alongside me in the box is a former Great Britain Olympian, Sarah Thomas. Sarah, welcome again. Your first look, I think, at the Greenfield Stadium. A little bit smaller than the main one, but we've seen some exciting action over here. What do you expect from this one today?
Yeah, I think we're in for a treat with this game today. I mean, both teams have a real foundation for speed, and they're built with an attacking mindset, so it could be a really interesting game with hopefully a lot of goals for us.
Well, that'd be wonderful. Highly entertaining stuff. You expect the tempo to be high. Two sides are never happier than when giving it their all. Korea trying to drive into that New Zealand circle, but a well-organised defence this time for the Black Sticks. Good shape down the right-hand side there from Sophie Cox. Free hit for the Black Sticks here. Cox will take it. Just considering her options, uses the self-pass. Not much movement in the circle. Batted over the baseline there. Hit out for Korea. Patient stuff at the back coming from Korea. Black Sticks moving around, trying to close down the angles for the pass. Now Glynn, Katie Glynn for New Zealand, just tried to play the ball inside there for her captain, Kayla Whitelock. You might know better as her maiden name, Kayla Charland. Young Kim digging one out there. Whitelock drilling it, trying to drill it through the Korean girl there, and she's been penalised for that. Taken quickly by Kim and got out to that left-hand side. Good instant ball forward for Yong Eun Kim. A real collision there, and free hits awarded to the Koreans just outside the circle. So back they go to that 5-metre dotted line. Pass just too far advanced there for the opportunity to fall for Senna Cha. Flynn just lays the ball back. Momentum in big tournaments, Sarah, very important. So another win for New Zealand today really would put them in a very good position indeed in a tight group.
Yeah, exactly. They managed to hold on to a 4-3 win against Belgium the other day, having gone 4 goals up and then conceding 3 in the second half. I think they were put under some pressure, but to get out there and get another 3 points on the table today from the first 2 games, having 6 would be fantastic for them. But Korea, having lost their first game, need the points equally, so it should be a very exciting one.
You just got a view there of Max Calder sitting up in the stand underneath his orange cap and sunglasses. You'll need to be a little more disguised if he's looking to come here incognito, keeping an eye on these 2 Pool A opponents. The very well-prepared Max Calder's the coach of the Netherlands, of course. The Netherlands girls are in action later on today when they take on Belgium in the Kyocera Stadium. Should be a big crowd in for that one. Both sides struggling to find much shape at the moment. Typical early knockings of the game. Good work there by Webster. Knocked off balance. Umpire tried to play the advantage, but Webster just couldn't get the pass away.
Early signs of the first 5 minutes in a game. I think you've been sat in a hotel for the last 2 days and can't wait to get out there on the field and play, but not quite clicking at the moment for both these teams.
It was another warm day, quite a muggy day actually here in The Hague. See the stands starting to fill up now as people come in from the main stadium. You buy a day ticket effectively and can take your pick which stadium you come to view the hockey in. Good run there by Park, but it ends with a free hit to Korea here. Just about 10 metres now outside that New Zealand circle. Sonuno. Oh, that's a lovely strike. Very well picked up. A chance here. And it's kicked clear and it's kicked in the air, and that's the game's first penalty corner. Really good clean strike though there coming from O. And the New Zealand defence not coping with that one at all well.
Yeah, we've seen Korea put a number of long balls through, and the trap on the Korean player at the top of the circle is really, really good, and just forcing New Zealand to try and clear it, but this time in a dangerous manner. So penalty corner to Korea.
Goalkeeper had to play at the ball. Was the deflection in front of her. She put the ball up in the air, and her defender there compounded it by making it dangerous by hitting it in the air again. So the push out being prepared here by Ok-Ju Kim. It's a switch and taken there, I think, by the defender rather than the goalkeeper. Good bit of work there. I think that was Emily Naylor clearing the ball off the line. On reversing, chopped in and very close there. That was Unbi Cheon there, throwing herself at the ball and very nearly getting a telling touch.
Yeah, there's the corner again. You can see the slip pass and the slap hit, but not much pace or power on that, and it was quite an easy save then in the end for the goalkeeper.
Cheon there just having a bit of a swing at the ball. Close marking as well.
Yeah, I think what's noticeable as well from the Koreans is that their traps, the balls bounce in or coming really hard at them, and they actually make most of the traps, which is in contrast to the game we saw earlier this morning. They're much better at that. That's something they really pride themselves in and practice many hours doing, is core basic skills.
Well, no one will have been better prepared physically for a tournament in this Korean outfit. We've seen them over many years, and their physical regime is quite a punishing one. Series of very demanding coaches. That was rather telegraphed and easily picked off there by Korea, and those are the sort of mistakes that New Zealand need to eliminate. And again, gifted This time by the very experienced Emily Naylor, of all people. John again, causing New Zealand all sorts of headaches down there, trying to get around the outside. They do have the ability to break from any position. Team of real sprinters. Naylor a little more cautious this time with the clearance. Big blast on the whistle as the umpire on that far side makes her dissatisfaction known. Hague looking on. Must be a little bit concerned about the way his girls have started here. Started as they played in the second half of their opening game rather than the first half, where they blew Belgium away. Whitelock with a central free hit here for New Zealand. Or fired in. Well cleared in the end there by Sun Un Oh.
Yeah, Korea doing very well at the minute to get the intercept, and not only, like we saw up at the front with the attackers winning the interceptions in midfield, but also in defence and crowding around the New Zealand players in midfield when they get a ball. So when they're picking up the ball, they've got 3 or 4 Koreans ready to pounce on them and win the ball back.
Katie Glynn trying to get the ball back into play quickly, but then receives the call from behind from Charlton. Now Naylor. Naylor again with no pressure on her here. Sweeps the ball out to the left-hand side.
Yeah, this is the type of hockey you'd expect to see from Korea, dropping off the ball and allowing that space behind New Zealand to have the possible counter-attack.
Naylor looks up, spots the spaces all on the right-hand side. Lovely flat ball into the circle, and it was important for Korea. They got a touch on that because Katie Glynn was right behind and would have pulled the trigger. Here is Glynn trying to work the space there, just crowded out of things. Glynn coming back into the team after injury. Good shot, fine save there, knocked away by Suji Yang. This New Zealand's best spell of the game to date. Korea get the ball clear somehow, despite plenty of New Zealand intentions down there. A little bit of stick interference will give Korea the free hit, taken very quickly. Huge aerial comes down on Glynn's stick.
Yeah, big aerial there from Dennison. I believe she's one of the 4 19-year-olds in the New Zealand team, so a good mixture of youth and experience in this team for them.
Here she is again. Clean striker of the ball as well, by the look of that. Just lacking a little bit of direction there. Good for these youngsters to be blooded while there is such experience available in the squad. Those who've been around the block and have seen it all before. Nothing quite like doing it for yourself, though. This double World Cup here in the Netherlands has been eagerly anticipated by all the players. Now Glynn, unselfish pass on. Korea making something of a meal of it there. The ball goes up in the air and the umpire signals the penalty corner. New Zealand's first of the game.
Yeah, nice steal there from Webster to get back into that contention there, and again battling her way in through past the Korean defenders in the circle to win herself a corner.
Yes, it was the girl with the leggings, Oh, who put the ball up in the air that led to the penalty corner. Must be very warm in those leggings today. Glynn to take it on. My goodness, she got hold of that. And umpire signal a corner. Korea saying that it was high.
Do you want the team referred? My son. Yes?
Umpire President Quaid just asking Korea whether they want to a team referral here. And looks as if they do. They're going to go for a high ball here, I think, Sarah.
Yeah, she seems pretty convinced
that
it's hit her
okay, thank you.
arm.
Yes, for attention, boss. Yes, don't worry.
So this is all a question of height, Sarah. How do you see it?
Yeah, I mean, the number 1 runner's coming out and she's obviously bending as she gets closer to the top of the circle, but Glynn's come in there with some power, and as the ball rises, yeah, it has hit her on the arm, and it seems to be above the elbow, so that would probably go in Korea's favour.
Please. Please. I know the responsibility. We have a video that she's
not seen too much of Katie Glynn as a pen in the corner drug flicker, but she's certainly built for it.
The shot was too high, so we had a free hit out. Okay, thank you. And they retained their referral.
So our video umpire Lisa Roach has sorted that one out for us. It goes in favour of the defence, as you called it, Sarah. Okay, looks rueful, and his team is still waiting their first penalty corner opportunity. Or the second, I should say. All a question of how close the player gets, and she was sufficiently close there for that one to go in the defender's favour. Well picked up.
Yeah, great trap there.
Chance here. Big wind up straight into the pads in the end. Sally Rutherford in the New Zealand net today, and she got her angles right with a shot straight at her. I've seen occasions of those who've gone through goalkeepers already in this tournament, but Rutherford doing rather well there, keeping the pads firmly together. Cox on a run down the left-hand side. Eager to get on with it again. It's unusual to find a side that are happy to play at the tempo set by Korea, but New Zealand are a team of athletes as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting in the second half to see if that continues, the intensity we're seeing right now. I mean, New Zealand only come together for 12 weeks of a year, and I think Korea have a little bit more time together than that. So they're both well-conditioned sides, and as we're seeing at the minute, it's a very high-paced game. So whether this can continue or not, without gaps opening up too much in the second half, we'll be seeing.
Yes, that's a good point, well made, Sarah, there. Great disparity amongst many of the teams here in terms of the quality of the preparation, the length of time they can play together. A lot of it's got to do with geography, of course, as well as resources. Young Dennison plays it calmly cross field, and it's picked up by Stacey Mickelson out there. Hague making a few coaching points on that whiteboard alongside his captain there, Kayla Whitelock. Well, we said at the top of the programme we thought these were two well-matched teams, and it's certainly proving to be the case at the moment here. Forgerson doing well. Now here goes Cox, the support to her right. Numbers arriving here for New Zealand. Back in again. This is punt. Played in, ball's bouncing around, surely. No, it's just come off the foot there. Katie Glynn looks certain to score, but the ball just coming off the body.
Yeah, a really good passage of play there from New Zealand to create an opportunity, and that bouncing ball just need to trap that. Unfortunately, he's just touched her foot.
Well, it's just coming to the boil now as far as New Zealand are concerned after a cautious beginning. Rather error-strewn from them. Korea not able to take advantage. Good closing down there by Katie Glynn, giving Korea a few options. Now this is Thompson for New Zealand to get the ball back into play. Breaks off the stick.
Great tackle there from Forgerson. Great commitment as a forward to get back and make the tackle so they can get on the counter-attack again.
Hunt and Flynn linking well. Flynn into the circle. But again, coming off the foot just at the wrong moment for New Zealand. Great chasing back though there by Anita Punch. She is a sprinter. And putting that athleticism to good use there. New Zealand taking that very quickly. And the shot got away there, but deflected high for a long corner by the first Korean defender. New Zealand starting to ask a few questions here of this Korean defence. Then powers through the first challenge. Good idea by Korea, very nearly came off them as well. Dare Kim with the last touch on the ball that took it out of play. Now Mickelson plays the ball forward, picked up by Sophie Cox.
You have to take the free hit outside, okay?
Played to the baseline. Mickelson goes through two challenges there. Tries to find the defender's foot. Good work there by Kim.
Yeah, Koreans have done very well there. Mikkelson's an extremely skillful player, and you'll see her get on that baseline, and more often than not she does come away with a penalty corner, so it's a great tackle there from the Korean defender.
That was Crystal Forgerson tracking back there, one hand on her opponent. Might have been fortunate to get away with that. New Zealand trying to work that right-hand side there. Sophie Cox, the target. Nice ball inside for Cheon. Gets her feet round the ball and just doesn't quite pick the pass. Really good crowd in again now. The Dutch certainly like their hockey. Thousands of school children here as well today, enjoying a day out at a World Cup. Whitelock showing too much of it there for Han. Korea look a little bit uncertain themselves to me today, Sarah. They seem to be quite at the races.
Yeah, I mean, they started off pretty well, but I think they've been quite sensible in terms of sapping some energy from New Zealand in the last 10 minutes. They dropped off to a half-court press, enabling themselves, if they do make an interception, to counter. And it's quite a clever move against New Zealand, who play off all their pace in midfield. So by condensing the space with a half-court press, stops then New Zealand from being able to use that speed in midfield and getting forward. They're soaking up the pressure from New Zealand pretty well at the minute, I'd say.
We're going to get our first card of the game here. And it's Crystal Forgerson who's picked it up for that Woody challenge. Just a green card, so a 2-minute suspension. Now this might be the moment for Korea to ignite the flame. Good work there by Charlton. Possession though back with Korea again. There's Crystal Fortune blowing heavily as you'd expect down there. She's put in a good shift already. And as we've said before, they are very humid conditions here. Pass lacked confidence.
Yeah, New Zealand need to be careful here that they don't get into the running game against Korea. Having played them several times myself, the way Korea play, wanting to counter on every single action, makes you feel like you should also be doing the same, but there's no way you can compete with that for a full 70 minutes.
Yo thought she was in on goal there, but the whistle has gone in favour of New Zealand. Mickelson throws a high one out to that far side. The bounce beating Anita Punt.
New Zealand doing the same to Korea now, dropping off and really condensing that space, so there's not so much room to move in.
Just running down that suspension clock as well.
Yeah.
Almost a shooting opportunity. Brave challenge there coming in from Kayla Whitelock. Here she goes again. Bursting forward on that right-hand side. As a captain, it's not always about what you say, it's about what you do that matters so much. And Whitelock there showing her commitment to the team cause.
Yeah, not seen her on the ball so much today, so it'd be good for the New Zealand team if she could get on it a bit more and start controlling that midfield a bit better.
Nice turn. What an opportunity there. But again, there's real bravery in the challenge, and the chance goes begging. That's the closest Korea have been for some time.
Yeah, that's a perfect example there from Park, how to create some space in a circle when it's really tight. She just used her body, pushed back against the New Zealand defender, and enabled to make some space for herself from it.
Flynn plays the ball back to halfway for the captain. Whitelock recently married one of the New Zealand All Blacks to become Mrs. Whitelock. So rather belated congratulations to that wonderful sporting family. Oh, nice turn. Oh, that's come off the defender. It'll be a long corner only. Up until fairly recently, Hockey was looking at the own goal. That would have been an anxious moment. Ball has to come off an attacker stick within the shooting circle for it to count. Now Kim cautiously forward, scanning all the time, looking to pick the pass. Jin Soo-han looking very interested underneath the hat there, very thoughtful. This is normally the sort of time in the half when the coaches start to think about their half-time message, now just over 8 minutes away. Now Glynn, punt outsider. Punt plays the early ball into the circle, but straight onto a Korean stick. Punt trying to win it back, and Korea on the break here. Not perhaps the pass that Hyun-ji Kim would have wanted. Crossfield it goes. There is space on that left-hand side. Shots rather casually there, up in the air. That was always going to be blown by the umpires, likely to lead to dangerous play. So Arn is penalised. Black sticks is the cry going up. Korean support more conservative at the moment. Game needs a goal, Sarah.
Yeah, it needs something, doesn't it? Started off pretty well.
We might get one here. What an opportunity here for Korea. Shot comes in again, straight at the goalkeeper. We just made doubly sure those pads were locked together there. That was Dare Kim played in. Yeah. Rather tame finish in the end.
Yeah, good opportunity there for Korea. Unfortunately, she shot on the near side rather than the far side of the goal. Goalkeeper dealt with it.
Now Lee. Advantage played by the umpire, allowing Korea possession of the ball. Well, 3 points available for the win in these games. It's quite clear from what we've seen in the first half an hour or so. Those points are very hard won here. Oh! It's gone in. It seemed to wrap around the frame of the goal, but what a finish there for Korea. No defending that one at all. And the Korean supporters now finding their voice. What a deflection there. Dare Kim, I think it was, throwing herself at it, and no chance there for Sally Rutherford at all.
Yeah, absolutely great deflection there. Goalkeeper had no chance, and really good ball in as well. Just keeps her eye on it. Perfect handling of her stick to just take it off into the top right-hand corner.
Well, I think that's hit the crossbar and the post and the line. Fantastic finish. No defending that one at all. Well, we said we needed a goal, and Korea have delivered. Dare Kim confirmed as the goal scorer on the half-hour mark. Well, we've seen some spectacular goals already in this World Cup. We're only on the start, really, of day 3, and that will be one that will make the best goal for the tournament real, I'm sure. Korea buoyed by that goal, looking to put the New Zealand under further pressure here. The second goal really would be a very fine return on their first half endeavours here. There's the goal scorer. Always a bit of a lottery, Sarah, when you throw yourself at those balls for the tip-in as to where it's going to finish.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure any player can say they know exactly where it's going to go once it's hit their stick, but what you can look at is if a ball's coming across the floor, then you're much more likely to get a lot lower, whereas if it's got a little skip on it or a little bounce, then you're much more likely to be a little bit higher and have to work a bit harder with your hands to direct it on towards the goal.
As with most lotteries, you've got to buy a ticket to win it, and if you don't throw yourself at the ball and be prepared, perhaps even to get to hit yourself with the ball, you're never going to win the big prize. But Dare Kim there got it all right, and the prize was hers. Now Charlton going cross-field here, Sam Charlton. Low-end product. Korea will get a free hit here. New Zealand perhaps fortunate to escape a card there. Breaking down the play. Forgerson's already had a 2-minute suspension.
Yeah, in fairness, Forgerson's really putting in some hard yards and trying to lead the forwards by example, which is great. Winning back the ball again there from giving them a chance to move forward.
Here goes Anita Punt. This World Cup still waiting to see Anita punt perhaps at a brilliant best.
Yeah, once she gets going, gets into her stride, she's extremely, extremely quick. In fact, I think she's one of the quickest girls in the whole of New Zealand at 100 metres, so that just shows. But yeah, Korea aren't really given so much space for her to do that today.
Korea using their speed here to close down those New Zealand defenders, almost creating an opportunity. Just about 2 minutes left now until half-time. Korea leading by that Dowry Kim goal, scored a couple of moments ago. And a Whitelock. It's a poor pass there by New Zealand. Those turnovers are costing them dear here. The amount of physical effort they're having to put in to win the ball back is going to have its toll late on in both halves, and we're coming towards the closing stages now of the first half. Now Han. Kim running the ball down towards the corner flag. The last touch off the stick there was from Sam Charlton. And almost overrunning it, but recovered the situation. Now on. Into the last 50 seconds before the half-time interval. I don't think either camp would be sorry to get off and get some liquids on board at the break. And New Zealand just need to get their game heads on again for the second half. They've not really done enough for me in this first 35 minutes. Torgerson leading the charge down here to take this free hit. Only to find the umpire signalling for a 16-yard hit out. So all those yards put in by Torgerson were for no avail.
That's okay.
Korea making sure there'll be no further threat on their goal in this first half by just running the clock down. And there's the hooter, and off the girls go to listen to the pearls of wisdom from their respective coaches. So at half-time here in the Greenfields, it's Korea 1, New Zealand 0. So New Zealand girls not looking too pleased with their first half endeavours. They're going to have to renew those endeavours, double those endeavours in the second half against a very, very determined looking Korean team. But Korea, good value for that lead, Sarah?
Yeah, I think so. Coming into the second part of the first half there, they've done really well coming back into the game, and getting that goal has been crucial for them. But they've gained some momentum for that, and New Zealand look pretty tired moving into the half-time.
So the girls are leaving the arena here. Blue skies overhead. It's going to be a hot second half. And Korea lead by 1-0. And so welcome back to the Greenfield Stadium, where the girls are still off the field for half-time in this Rabobank Hockey World Cup. Korea lead New Zealand by 1-0 at the break. That crucial goal scored by Dare Kim. A well-taken effort it was as well. Glorious day again here in The Hague, but perhaps a little bit too warm for the players down there on the pitch. This was the first half in highlight form for you. Korea there finding a resolute New Zealand defence, able to defend the corner, taken off the line by the last defender in the end. Plenty of endeavour from both camps. Very nearly a touch there at the far post from Cheon. New Zealand too had their moments, helped by some ordinary defending there by Korea. Charlton getting the shot away there and batted away by that left hand protector by the Korean keeper. Korea were guilty perhaps of hitting the ball straight at the goalkeeper on a couple of occasions, and we saw there Rutherford just pulling the pads together, but she had no chance when the goal did come. Dare Kim throwing herself and touching the ball home off crossbar post and then across the goal line and just doing enough to get over that white line. And that's exactly where Korea are at the moment, on the line and looking to just edge out New Zealand now in this second half in this crucial game in Pool A. That's the Kyocera Stadium there in the background, and the far more intimate surroundings here at the Greenfield, but it's been a really atmospheric little ground. Holds about 5,000, it's absolutely ram-packed. Not quite at those levels today, but a knowledgeable and vociferous crowd making their feelings known and bringing the best out of these two camps. So we're looking at Women's Pool A. Australia have secured a second win today, narrowly defeating Japan. So they sit top of the pool at the moment with 6 points. The top two sides will progress to the semi-final. So the top two places is what it's all about here, and New Zealand with it all to do now as they trail Korea by that single goal at half-time. And this is the other pool, who are not in action at all today. Argentina, the United States of America up there as well, having defeated England on the opening in their opening game. China and Germany sharing the spoils, a point each. So the New Zealand camp emerging, having heard no doubt some fairly stern words from Mark Hague, who takes no prisoners in that regard. He was a fierce competitor as a player. I'm sure he brings exactly the same values as a coach. Need to punt there, number 32 to the right of our picture. A key player for them. She needs to get those legs going hard at the Korean. She's perhaps one who can match them
more from you.
Yard
I
for
need
yard
more energy.
in a straight.
I need more aggression.
Let's listen in here.
Do the basics well. Dig deep. Hard on your sleeve. Do everything you can this half. Let's go. Evers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes!
Kayla Whitelock, Sarah, you've obviously played against her a few times over the years. What do you make of her as a captain?
Yeah, I think Kayla's a great player, and I think she's an awesome captain. She's instrumental to New Zealand in the way they play, and I just feel that she needs to get on the ball a little bit more today as well and try and get the ball moving around that midfield.
Well, she is a leader, and she's going to hope to be a winner as well. And there's the speed merchant, Anita Punt, just checking on those laces. And New Zealand just need to find their rhythm. On their day, they're a match for any team in the world. Might I suggest, Sarah, we didn't see them at their best in that first half.
Yeah, exactly that. And I think they've had a stern word at half-time from their coach there, and what we heard Kayla saying, they need more energy and they need more aggression. So hopefully they'll start the half exactly like that and try and get back on the score sheet.
Well, Mark Hague is certainly in the zone. He'll be hoping his girls are the same now. Just waiting for the sprinklers to finally be switched off. Ball's in the centre, the crowd are back in their seats, and we're just waiting for the last few seconds and get the signal for our television pictures going out around the world. Yellow ball chosen for this tournament, an unusual choice of colour. I hope it's coming up well on your television screens or your computer screens. and away we go. It's Korea then enjoying that slender lead, but a long way to go in this one yet, and there'll be two very tired camps, I'm sure, at the end of this one. This is a real battle royal. Whitelock, those bright pink shoes beaming out. Got to be a good player to wear those shoes, I reckon, Sarah.
Yeah, it's been a bit neon fabric everywhere these days, but yeah, they look pretty good on the field, I think. I quite spotted them in the warm-up. I think I'd quite like to play those myself if I still played.
Go down well on a Friday night in Merthyr Tydfil, those, I would imagine. Hit here for Korea, just a couple of paces inside that New Zealand half of the field. Glynn didn't see enough of the ball for my money in the first half. Neither did the girl on the ball here, Anita Punt. Naylor there playing an ambitious pass forward. Korea, not the sort of team you want to be chasing the game against. You won't run the legs off them, that's for sure. Stick block there, and New Zealand have a chance to play. You see a little more urgency already coming into their game. They don't want to leave this to the last 10 minutes. They need to set the tone of this game in the second half early doors. Korea just taking their time over this one. A little early perhaps in the game to be running the clock down. Cho is wide on the left hand side if they want to use it. Big swing there, but not great connection from Youngran Kim. A Whitelock in the air off the Korean stick, but no whistle. Huge aerial comes almost level with our commentary box windows here. Now Korea on the break. New Zealand looking a little short of numbers at the back here. Shot comes in, cross goal, and a tiny deflection takes it wide. There'll be a long corner, but a really quicksilver attack there coming from Korea again, and that's the danger now for New Zealand as they start to push players forward, that they may leave gaps at the back. They'll be well aware of those risks. Well taken down there by Flynn, but she can't get a pass away. Here go Korea again, another chance off the goalkeeper up in the air. There's no danger, so no whistle. And Naylor sweeps it away to safety on this near side. That's a couple of real let-offs there for New Zealand. This is O. Glynn, nicely laid off. This is Flynn.
New Zealand just can't afford to do that in the midfield with all their players up front trying to get back for a goal now. Leaves them really vulnerable.
Shot comes in again, it's just wide. And that New Zealand defence is getting a bit of a working over at the moment. Korea look more likely to score a second than New Zealand to look to get an equaliser. Mickelson again running the ball straight onto a red stick. Naylor's been given the free hit here.
Have a look, please. Have a look.
Cox, who had a good first half. Losing out this time, though. Nice ball thrown in the top. Forgerson drives in field. This is more like it for New Zealand, but again delaying the pass, allowing the Koreans to gain possession again. Naylor pushing on, Naylor still. Well, there's a pass on there to the captain, which I'm surprised she didn't use. Going right rather than left, away from Whitelock.
Yeah, New Zealand seem very focused on playing exactly what's in front of them, and by that I mean playing in the channel. They need to be a bit more creative and move the ball around a little bit more, I think, to get something from Korea here.
Now Kim on the reverse stick side plays it dangerously in the air. Naylor emphasising the fact that it was dangerous. Will take the free hit that's awarded to her. Mickelson. Again, a really poor end pass there. Final ball seems to be eluding New Zealand today. Penny for the thoughts of Mark Hague down there. Win for Korea today would put them straight back in the mix in what is going to be a very tight group, I'm sure. Netherlands red-hot favourites, or orange-hot perhaps that should be. And what we've seen so far in the tournament, Australia would perhaps be most people's favourites to go through to the semi-finals with them. Korea will be delighted to be in the New Zealand half of the field. Whitelock takes it down, sets off. Support to her right. Good work there by Webster. Now Mickelson goes on diagonal, plays the ball on for the captain. Well, punch quick, but not that quick. Still struggling a little, New Zealand, to find their true game heads, I think, Sarah.
Yeah, they seem to be seeing different passes from each other. And while one player's holding out wide and just expecting the ball on a stick, another one's floating the ball into the space. So they just need to be a little bit more on the same wavelength there as to what it is they're trying to achieve.
This is better, though. Now Cox gets it into the circle. Whitelock goes for a goal. Got a good shot away. Now punt on the reverse stick side. Just looping a shot towards goal, but the goalkeeper always favourite to keep that one out. Suji Jang doing well. New Zealand goal goes down. The umpire's not interested in awarding a free hit for New Zealand, though. Had a good view of it. Korea so dangerous, though, on the break.
Yeah, great strength there to hold the ball up and find her teammates who are coming on side to support her.
This is Park.
No, listen to me.
Korea
You
taking
need
it
to stop the
quickly,
ball,
but
okay?
not from the
Yeah, you can't run like
correct
that.
place, or the ball wasn't sufficiently controlled.
Okay. Yeah, now play.
Korea are in their relatively patient mode at the moment. I suspect that won't last long. High ball over the top, difficult bounce. Parks taking it in the end there for Korea. And they work the ball to that far side and safety. Well, Mark Hager's girls need to change the destiny of the points at the moment, to change the face of this game. Something's got to happen. Whether he's going to need the coach to be more animated on the bench and make his frustrations known, whether that will be sufficient, or whether he feels he's got sufficient leadership on the field and he's got several experienced heads down there to do the job for him.
Yeah, there's not an awful lot a coach can do when he's on the bench, and the game plan, the video, everything, all the preparations will have been done long time before the actual getting on the field. So it's down to the girls now to step it up, and the team will be looking for the likes of Whitelock, Forgerson and Naylor, the really experienced members of the New Zealand team, to lead them with that and put a bit of energy in there for the next 5-10 minutes and try and get back into this game.
Those goal attempts showing that Korea have had twice as many as their opponents, tell their own story. And too many unforced errors from New Zealand. Too many turnover balls, missed traps. Just a general lack of, well, understanding, really. Now Charlton, it could all change. And New Zealand hoping that their moments in the game are still to come.
Well, through. Got 5 metres.
The Koreans are reduced in numbers. Dae Kim, the goal scorer, picks up a card there for not being 5 metres from the free hit. Didn't see the colour of the card, Sarah, but I think it was green.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either, I didn't see it myself.
Confirmed as a green card, so just a 2-minute suspension, but that might be the moment for New Zealand to press on here. Korea down in numbers. Ball given as being over the sideline there. Dae Kim looking suitably chastised. Pace around the outside, away from Naylor. And New Zealand just about keeping them at bay. But again, there's the misplaced pass. And this must be hurting physically as well as mentally.
Yeah, that's tough for a team when you're on the field and the passes you're trying to do just aren't linking up. The need to gain some confidence somehow from this, and like I said, it needs to come from the leaders in the team to just ensure that they put a string of passes together just so they can start to rebuild and gain some confidence.
This is Anita Punt running the ball out of her own circle. New Zealand need her at the other end. Now Forgerson.
I think the Koreans are so used to playing against the counter-attack in training that they defend it very, very well, and it's going to take the New Zealand players to do something a bit special, or to move out of a channel and look for something a little bit different than just trying to play down the same channel and move it about a bit more.
Now Whitelock again. Turnover ball again in favour of Korea. Space on the right-hand side. Very well tracked back though there by Stacey Mickelson. But she really needs to release the ball a little quicker than that. This is not the day to be running with it. All kept in play by Korea. Sensing that New Zealand are not particularly well organised at the back at the moment. A little bit of desperation creeping into some of the passes. Forsterson. Nice stick handling there from Michaela Curtis.
Yeah, it looked like she lost control of it for a moment there, but she won it back well and got New Zealand a free hit in a really good position.
We're back to a full complement of players after that green card. Now White up again. This will test all of her skills of captaincy to lift a tiring New Zealand team here, who will be desperately keen to take at least 1 point from this game. That would keep their hopes certainly alive. Chion with that slightly hunched style over the ball.
Yeah, I think she's been really good for Korea since she's come on. She's trapped the ball, secured it and dropped it off nicely to the supporting players.
Again, just opening up again here. I think it'll be hard for the analysts to criticise the physical exertion for the New Zealand girls, but you have to question some of the decisions that have been made and the turnovers that have really spoilt it as a spectacle, Sarah.
They have been their own worst enemy today. You're right in saying that they have continued to work hard, and even the forwards, Forgerson's been tracking back an awful lot to try and regain possession for a team, but yeah, they've just been their own worst enemy, not linking up passes and making the wrong decisions at times.
Punt almost unlocking the Korean defence there. Just knocked away from it at a critical moment. Again, New Zealand trying to step up. Player going to ground. Free hit. Oh, that'll be a penalty corner every day of the week. Well, that's poor decision there by Sun Suno going to ground. I'm not sure the umpire had much option but a penalty corner here. Korea are going to appeal it.
Do you want to refer?
Well, this is a big call here. I think it was the player Sun Soon Oh who made the challenge.
Be friendly. Richie, can you hear me?
Yep, I think I've got it. They want it for the stick only.
Yeah, and I've got it for a body block.
No problem, we'll check it.
So that's going to be poured over. We heard that the decision is given for a body block.
Sorry, now.
Right, I just have the video that have the decision. Oh, sorry.
Umpire was looking through the two prone
No, I have
bodies
an
there.
answer for you.
Sure.
Stick with your original decision.
Stick with my original decision?
Penalty corner.
So the corner
Korea
stands,
is the referral.
and Korea have lost their right to further referrals. And most crucially, as far as the game is concerned, New Zealand have a penalty corner here. I reckon it's only their second of the game. And a real opportunity here to get back on terms. A goal here for New Zealand really would shift the balance of this game. The whole mood would suddenly change. Punt takes it on and fires it wide. Well, that's rather wasted. A need to punt there, having a go with a drag flick from the top of the circle. Quite wide of the right-hand post, and that's where the ball went. Curtis throwing himself at it, but had little or no chance there. Hague, I think, just having a glance up at the clock. And you'll see that we're into the last 16 minutes or so here. Korea hanging on to that lead, scored in the first half from Dae Kim. And they haven't needed to pull up any trees since that moment, as Sarah was saying. New Zealand have been architects of their own downfall so far, still looking for something to get their game going, just something to give them some confidence, and that's not going to help at all. Little inside edge onto the leg there, and there'll be a penalty corner now to Korea.
Yeah, good with Korea there, putting the ball into the circle, trying to find some of the Korean players, but again, sloppy defending from New Zealand, and should really be stopping that from getting on the foot there.
Well, the clock's certainly an enemy now of New Zealand. Every second that ticks away takes Korea closer to the finishing line here. Onto the far side, shot comes in, saved by Rutherford, and there's good cover for her there as well to play the ball away. Surprised that Korea didn't play two players higher on the goalkeeper there. As the ball came back off the keeper, there would have been an opportunity. Need to punt, just teasing with the ball down there. Always more effective when you're winning in the closing stages than when you're losing. She's a long way from where New Zealand need her. She's at the other end of the field, putting pressure on that Korean defence. Here's the corner again. All along the carpet, Rutherford driving that right hand at it to make sure it wasn't going to go underneath it. These two sides in the men's competition played out a fascinating game yesterday, with New Zealand scoring after 11 seconds. Then it was all Korea, and they got their equaliser late on. They hit the bar from the penalty stroke, they hit the post, and just when it looked as if it was going to end in a draw, Phil Burrows buried the shot home from a late penalty corner. A rebound goal to take the full points for New Zealand. At the moment, I think Mark Hague would settle for one goal from his girls and take a point out of this game, which he, I'm sure, will be the first to admit has not been their finest performance. A very well judged pass out to the right-hand side there. Punt missing out. There's cover behind her though, but again the pass goes astray. How many times have New Zealand turned it over today? Well, we'll be charitable. That was an awkward bounce on the ball there for Sophie Cox. Just skipped over the top of her stick, and she looked to receive it. Oh, the mistakes that we're saying now from New Zealand are largely, I'm sure, born of the tension of the situation. They know that time is against them.
Yeah, I can imagine they're feeling quite frustrated out there today. Ball just not running kindly for them, and also they've been the masters of their own defeat, I think, in terms of missing link passes and too many balls across the forehand of the Koreans. Take nothing away from the Koreans though, they've defended really well and are really good in tackles and very clever in putting you off when you're not on the ball.
No whistle. Umpire right on the spot there. Hands held aloft, telling the players to carry on. Have New Zealand got it in them now to turn this one around? 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, New Zealand girls, especially midfield, they're becoming really ball focused, and nice little run with the Korean behind them and just receives the ball simply in space.
Young Lee with a free hit. Well, clever ball in, looking for the goal scorer then, Dare Kim. Now Naylor keeping the ball strong down this right-hand side. Sideline ball just outside that Korean 23. Well, yesterday we saw England's head coach taking off a goalkeeper and playing the extra outfield players to try and snatch an equaliser. New Zealand might think about doing something similar here. Well, watch out down the team benches for any such activity.
Korea just mopping it up again there and happy to hit the ball down the other side of the field to give them a moment's breather and a little bit more calm, I think, going into the last 8-9 minutes of this game.
Mark Hague continues to cut a frustrated figure down there on the team bench. That's a lovely ball forward, and could be problems here for New Zealand if they don't pick up the goal at the far side of the circle. They've handled that very well indeed, though. Now Mickelson striding forward, still looks full of running. Given the day, the heat and the endeavours, real tribute to both camps here. Quality of physical fitness. Now Forgerson, now punt, coming from outside the 23. As a player, Mark Hague used to score goals for fun. At the moment, as a coach, he's struggling to buy one for his girls here. Now punt again down the right-hand side. Showing first outside, then inside. Closely marked, as you can see, two red shirts right on it. Free hit for New Zealand. Naylor off the wrong foot, playing into the circle, and Glynn got something on it, did exactly the right thing. Naylor again. And then there's a stick block, a stick tackle, and so Korea will have a chance to clear. New Zealand to push Katie Glynn right up now. She's standing just a couple of metres away from the penalty spot. As a high attacker, trying to stretch this Korean defence. New Zealand leaving a few gaps at the back, but it's a risk worth taking. Dennison. Worried faces down there on the Black Sticks bench. More problems here, very nearly a second goal, and that would have settled the issue for sure. Seemed a certain goal there. Kim couldn't quite lay a stick on it. Watch it again.
Yeah, it's a great ball across the goal. Gone past two girls there who should have got a touch on that and put something in the goal possibly.
So 6 minutes left. Is there going to be a sting in the tail here? Mickelson on the ball, certainly hopes there will be. Korea have got plenty of red shirts back. Ball was intended for Whitelock, but just came up a little short. Now here goes Chon again. Taking Dennison for a run. John looks to unleash on the reverse stick side, but checks back instead, and again goes cross-field. And Dari Kim, who scored the only goal of the game, could well have scored a second there.
Really sensible play there from John. She takes herself a bit too wide, recognises she's not going to get a good shot in, pulls the ball back and feeds a lovely ball across to one of her teammates who just wasn't so quick to react and had one hand on her stick, just reaching out there.
It was good decision making there by John. She shaped as if to play that reverse stick shot at goal, but then thought better of it, putting the interest of the team ahead of her own personal ambitions, perhaps. Korea edging all the statistics that matter, including the scoreline at the moment. We're into the last 5 minutes, and New Zealand still chasing in the vain hope that they'll find a moment of magic and an equaliser. They've won a free hit. Was the Korean girl 5 metres? Well, no, I think it was taken inside the circle. And so it's Korea who break down the right-hand side. You need to keep your heads here, not give away those sort of opportunities by being over-eager. Well, Hague wasn't particularly helpful at half-time, so I'd be happy to give you white back again. Oh, this is a needed punt, just out of her reach. Well, that was Michaela Curtis trying to play a neater punt in there. Very nearly came off. A little glance at, well, it went underneath the stick. Very unfortunate there. It's been that sort of day, I'm afraid, for the Black Sticks. But there is still time. We see so many goals scored late on. I don't think we could accuse Korea of sitting on this lead, Sarah.
No, they've definitely tried to take their chances and get forward when they've had the ball. New Zealand are trying to get forward a lot more now, from calls from the bench as well to keep moving forward. And yeah, it's a desperate chance in the last couple of minutes of the game when you're absolutely shattered. So
ball just out over the sideline, so it'll be Korea's ball. A few more precious seconds ticking away here. Big victory this would prove to be for Korea. It would put them back in the hunt with New Zealand in this pool on 3 points. And well, even the Korean girls suffer from cramp, and the pain there etched all across those delicate features. Were you one who suffered from cramp as a player, Sarah, or not particularly?
I did have a bad experience of it when we played the Champions Trophy in Argentina. It was ridiculously hot out there to the point where we had half times even within the half, so we had 4 quarters to just get some drinks on. And that was the first and only real occasion I had it, but I had it everywhere. It was terrible, and it is something that you can't really get on with from there. You end up limping about, and it doesn't really go until you've had time to properly rehydrate and get some salt in your body.
Whistle's gone in favour of New Zealand. They need to get the ball moving forward again here as we approach the 2-minute mark. Some tired girls on both sides down there now. They've put a lot into this. Mickelson hasn't given it up yet, plays it looking for Kayla Whitelock. Whitelock's penalised though. Now Dennison looks up, throws the aerial ball. It's not a tactic that New Zealand have used too much throughout the game. Touch we saw why there, straight on the Korean stick. Korea very nearly there now, just over a minute remaining. Still New Zealand in possession, coming forward. This is Forgerson. Ball bouncing around. New Zealand have a free hit. Now, need composure here with it. Looking for punts. And penalised there is Olivia Merry.
Thank you, Korea.
4 Black Sticks standing right in front of the free hit here. It's thrown high and too close to a very brave Kayla Whitelock there, who made it dangerous.
Watch the whistle. Stop.
Clock's been stopped. A little bit of housekeeping there by the umpire. Naylor. Oh, that was a strange one. Very strange decision there.
Yeah, really strange decision there from an experienced player. Not giving our team the best chance to attack from that position. Probably the last chance they will have had with this game.
Yes, the time is going to beat New Zealand here, and Korea will take 3 very important points. They're going to attack. There's no time to get the shot away. And Korea have beaten New Zealand by the only goal in the game. It's finished Korea 1, New Zealand 0. The goal scorer, Dare Kim for Korea. Well, you can see just how much it means to those Korean girls. And it'll mean a lot to that man there, striding across to congratulate his opposite number, ever the sportsman, Mark Hague, but he'll be boiling, I'm sure, inside. That was not a performance that the Black Sticks will be in any way proud of. And it must have taken a huge amount out of them physically as well. They ran and they ran, just trying to turn their fortunes around, but they never really found their game plan at all. A game left somewhere back in the team hotel today. So Korea get their first points of this World Cup, courtesy of a very narrow but very important victory. It's finished here in the Greenfield Stadium. Korea 1, New Zealand 0. So the two sides making their weary way across. All smiles, of course, in the Korean camp. That was a very hard-won victory against a doughty opponent who showed yesterday or the day before yesterday now, in their first game against Belgium. They have goals in their tank. Let's look back at the highlights then of that second half. Korea on the attack. Shots raining in there on Rutherford's goal. That one going across the face, little deflection, taking it wider still. Attacks coming from both flanks. New Zealand turning the ball over time and time again. And Korea looked certain to extend their lead on a couple of occasions, and but for Rutherford they most probably would have done. Another one here, fizzing wide across the face of the New Zealand keeper, but this time wide. Penalty corners, this one for Anita Punt. Push wide of the target. And at the other end, we had Rutherford again making the save from the penalty corner. Now down at pitch side, we've got Quentin with the Korean coach, who should be a very happy man, Quentin.
Yes, Hanjin So, how important was that to win after you were beaten in your first game of the tournament?
Yes, we lost the first game, but played very well yesterday. But today is very important for us, so I'm very happy to win. So we get the 3 points. Thank you.
What was better about the way you played today compared to your first game?
Yes, we recovered the defensive. So our players very well defense today, but we lost some penalty corner. But it's okay. But today is play very well. I think I'm very satisfied this match. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, I think the gist of it is very satisfied, and well he might be with the efforts of his girls, and now perhaps some different emotions from the New Zealand skipper down there, Kayla Whitelock.
Well, Kayla, 1-1 now after a win first up. How would you describe the team's performance today?
Disappointing, to be honest. We had no combinations and it just wasn't really flowing for us today, and it's disappointing. I think we need to obviously take a look at ourselves individually and make sure we prepare right for a tough game coming up.
Physically or mentally? Sorry, a bit windy down here on pitch side. Was it a physical or mental thing for you today after a big build-up for the start of the tournament?
Oh, I think a bit of both. I think we've mentally got to be better coming into these games. I think we thought it was just going to happen rather than making it happen, and it's disappointing and frustrating. Some of our senior players, you know, we need to take a look at ourselves and step up.
Well, in a sense, you've got the good feeling of knowing you can play well, and also that that check that you've got today as to the difference between when a good performance can come and when you don't play your best hockey.
Yeah, exactly, but it's not going to get any easier from here. You know, when you let points slip, when you don't prepare, it makes it for a tough uphill battle. But, you know, we're still in with a chance, and we've got to play really well against the Dutch and then move on for the next couple of games.
Thanks for your time, Carla.
Cheers. Thank you.
Well, some real frank and honest assessment there from the Black Sticks captain, and good that she was prepared to front up for an under par performance today from those Black Sticks. So what does that result mean now for Korea? Well, it means that they go up the table significantly, joining the Netherlands and New Zealand on 3 points, but all behind Australia, who reign supreme at the moment with 6 points from their 2 games. Belgium and Netherlands still to come in this pool today in a little local derby. That could be quite tasty over there in the Kyocera Stadium. So the youngsters have come here to watch the Dutch girls, and they'll be hoping to see plenty of goals later on today, but it was only a single goal from Korea that was enough today against New Zealand. Congratulations to them. Korea 1, New Zealand 0.